Over the past year, we have seen many issues in women's rights, particularly in Indiana. This started with Mike Pence proposing a law against abortion earlier this year before he was elected vice president. He proposed that abortion should be illegal in Indiana unless the women are raped or if it is a product of incest. That is fine and dandy. However, there is now a new state representative, with his absence being the vice president, that is proposing in January that women cannot get an abortion regardless of the situation, which means regardless if they were going to die, regardless if they were raped, or regardless if it was incest or for any other reason that women may need to get an abortion. I am here with my friend Morgan to discuss these issues and see how she feels about the topic of abortion and how she feels regarding these new laws. Morgan, how do you feel regarding the new law proposing that you can't get an abortion for any reason necessary?
I think it is completely unfair to only punish the woman, because it takes two to tango, or therefore not being able to have an abortion would mean that if the father doesn't want to man up and play his part in the childhood, then the mother is ultimately stuck with raising this child, and that's unfair.
And how far along do you think that women could go before deciding if they wanted to have an abortion or not? Because I know that that's a big issue as well on the timing of viability or when people should be able to get an abortion. So what do you think, week-wise, when you're pregnant, how many weeks should you be before you have to make that decision?
I think about 20 weeks, 4 months is plenty of time. I know right now the law is you can have an abortion up to 9 months, which I think is a little crazy, because if it's taken you 4 months to decide whether or not you want to have the abortion, then it's probably best to not have the abortion. So I think 20 weeks is a viable amount of time.
I agree with that, because that is when babies are actually proven to be viable, is actually after 20 weeks. However, if you go through 4 months of pregnancy, you should be able to make that decision at that time. Now, other people disagree with this, mainly because of religious purposes. I've seen many people say that they are pro-life for the baby in every means, and they always say you can always adopt the baby, but we look at our foster care system now, and there's many babies who still need to be adopted and haven't been through that system yet and can't be because it costs so much for adoption. So these are all things to think about when you think about whether or not you can get an abortion. Thank you for your time.